So ever since Beyond Light dropped, Stasis has been the dominant subclass in both PvE and PvP. Guardians all across the community have been calling for nerfs to the subclass, and Bungie has done some adjusting, but I think they hit the limit to what they can do. That's because the system that exists now for Stasis will always be better than any light subclass solely based on how the player interacts with them. What I'm about to say has briefly been mentioned by Bungie in their blog post on February 25th, where they outlined more of what the future holds for Destiny. One thing they said that made me happy was in Season 15 we will also focus on light subclasses and release a set of targeted buffs to our most underutilized specializations. The goal of all these changes is to keep Stasis feeling great in PvE and to bring its representation in PvP more in line with our light-based abilities. Now this doesn't tell us how they will be making these changes, but the acknowledgement of light-based classes needing adjusting is a good sign. But let's be clear, Bungie could easily mess this up. Now what I say beyond this point isn't the only solution, but rather an idea I think targets the problem. Maybe there's something better to do, or maybe something else I've never thought of. Everything I say comes from a player experience, so use what I say as an element of discussion and debate rather than an absolute. Now, first up, changing the system. My first issue, and it's probably the biggest, is the lack of flexibility with light-based classes. Before the introduction of Stasis, the tree-based system was all we had, which I enjoyed a bit. It was simple and straightforward. Then we got Stasis, which brought a new system and ways to tinker your class. This was so much better and fits the game Destiny wants to be. The simplicity and lack of flexibility really holds the light back compared to the dark. In a narrative way, I'm sure you can come up with a reason why that is. However, as a Titan, why would I ever pick anything light when Stasis offers so many benefits? Whether it's mobility or easily the best PvE area control super my class has, why switch back to the light? The grenades are better, I have shoulder charge 2.0, and my super is a better version of Fist of Havoc. My class ability is still that wonderful deployable shield. Now I may have gotten a little into the next part, but I think I laid it out pretty clearly. Flexibility is the biggest thing holding the light back. If Bungie removes or replaces the tree-based system and lets its players build out their light subclasses like they can for Stasis, then that alone would make me use the light more than the dark right now. This would also allow for more player builds to explore. Imagine a Titan solely built as a defensive anchor. He has a bubble, suppression grenades, shield, maybe a few new things. Now let's say that same Void Titan wants an aggressive first in, last out type of playstyle. Maybe Bungie switches things up and allows for a throwable Captain America shield to be a class ability besides the deployable shield, then give the option to build out more mobility boosting traits. Who knows, I'm rambling a bit, but you get the point. What I just said sounds awesome in my head. Now whether it'll work is one thing, but I truly think it will be better than what we got now. Now next on the list is new abilities. To say that the light-based supers haven't seen anything new is an understatement. The last time we gotten anything new with the light was Forsaken. Besides that, everything is pretty much the same. Now I'm not saying add new supers because that isn't an easy task one bit, but adding in new class abilities and traits are an easier solution. Titan Stasis has this slide that lets you slide faster and further. Why can't the light get something like that? What if Bungie gave something like Blink, but instead of it being a jump, it's a teleport forward? Now to be fair, that sounds fucking insane reading that out loud, but that would be awesome and give the light better mobility options. Maybe Bungie finally gives out a new type of grenade to use. Like Lord Shaxx loves his grenades. You're telling me you can't ask that man for a few ideas on new types of grenades he probably dreams about? The bottom line is that Bungie needs to give some love to the light. People like new things, so what's been taking so long to make some new things for the light? Bungie did say this franchise is supposed to be an ever-changing world. Now I'm sure the team at Bungie can make some new abilities. They are an extremely creative team. The community can also come up with some wild ones as well. So what's stopping it all? I'm not asking for supers, just give me something refreshing, small things to improve my experience with the light. Now the last bit is the narrative. Bungie has set up a big war since they departed from Activision. This battle is between the light and the dark. We got something like this before in Destiny 1, but it wasn't much of a story, especially compared to what's going on now. I find it odd in the current narrative that the Traveler has barely fought back since putting itself back together. The most it did was give us Hawkmoon. Why would the darkness be granting us all these abilities and the light just sit back and watch? Shouldn't it be teaching us new things as well, granting us new ways to use the light? When you truly think about it, Bungie has written themselves a perfect reason to give us new shit. So why not deliver? The engagement players would get if there was more of the narrative to learn new things from the light would be endless. We have characters already set for the roles of guiding us. The Crow will guide us with the light and the Traveler, and the Exo Stranger will guide us with Stasis and the Black Fleet. It's all written out for us. Could you imagine the doors that would open if we could hear something from the Traveler? Now, you may be saying that, well, there is no speaker anymore. Yeah, there isn't, and there won't be because the speaker we know of is supposed to be the last. However, the Crow won't be a speaker, but his connection and conversations with the Traveler are gateways to teaching us more about the Light. Imagine we learn of the stories of the ancient battle between the Traveler and the Black Fleet, or even more of where the Traveler has been. The Exo Stranger could continue what she's doing with Stasis for us, but seeing the Light speak as well could be so refreshing and yet connected to what is currently going on. My last thing to say on this narrative is that the pieces have been set for everything I have said to be shown. Season of the Chosen really gave us a look at what Bungie can offer when they try to tell a story. For the game Destiny is and continuing to evolve towards, this would only help the franchise and the community grow. Now that's all I have to say about what I think are ways to help rebalance Stasis and Light-based subclasses. This is one of the rare times you would ever hear me say buff something to nerf something else. In games, I'm big time against that. Usually, that causes more problems than fixes them, but Destiny is an unusual game, so I believe that this would for sure help address the problem us players are having with Stasis being so powerful. Now if you guys like what you heard or even agree with what I said, drop this video a like, it helps out the video a lot. If you guys also have anything to say on this topic, leave a comment down below and we can have a conversation about it in the comment section. Now if you guys are new here and not yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We got the Season of the Splicer right around the corner and I'm very excited about that. Mithrax, the Vex, some awesome looking artistic choices, and the return of Vault of Glass are coming next season, which means we have got a ton of content on the way. But with that all out the way, that's all I have for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.